And then the last picture is the scar that I still have.
I don't understand what this is a picture of.
So on the left, that's my underwear with blood.
Oh, your underwear has...
Yeah. He did clamp down on the left buttock.
Was your dog up to date with shots?
No. I got laid off from my job.
No, it's not my fault. I lost a job. It's not my fault. The dog ate my homework. Mr. Artines, how old are you, sir?
39.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a cinematographer and editor.
Are you independently hired or you work for a company?
I'm freelance.
You've been doing that for a long time?
I chose a good time to go in. I went in January of 2020.
Is this your wife?
Yes.
What's her name?
Sarah.
Do you own or you rent a house?
We own.
How long have you owned a house?
12 years.
How long have you been married?
4 years.
Yes.
But together for 12?
No, 8 years total.
You have kids together?
3 dogs.
What kind?
2 scruffy mixes and a German Shepherd, all rescues.
Ever been incarcerated, sir?
No.
Ever been arrested?
No.
I ask you those questions because of some issues that the defendant raises in response to your case.
Okay.
Because this case is a dog bite case. It is your claim that you were walking in the street and her dog bit you in the derriere, bit you in the behind. And you want to be compensated for your medical bills and a little for pain and suffering.
That's
and
correct.
For her negligence. She says you were drunk and stumbled onto her property and it was your fault. And aside from that, she doesn't think anything happened. You probably fell because you were drunk. You have a driver's license,
I do.
assume. Ever get arrested for DUI?
No, I also don't drink. I never have.
I'm just asking you some straightforward, objective questions so that I'm perfectly comfortable with what I see, and I am. Okay, so on what date did this happen?
March 21st at about 4:30 p.m.
Light out, and what were you doing?
I was on a daily walk through my neighborhood. It's something I do every day, pretty much.
And how long have you been in your house?
32 years.
And how old is the dog that you have?
He's a 5-year-old Dalmatian.
How long have you had him?
5 years.
Have you ever walked past her house before?
Yes.
Often?
Every day.
Okay, and have you seen this dog before?
I can't say that I have, but I may have.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
So March 21st, my daily walk, I was on the sidewalk, and as I crossed the front of her house, I saw her dog, Dexter. He saw me, he started barking, and then...
How did you know the dog's name?
I only know that now, after the animal control report.
Okay, your dog's name is Dexter?
Dexter Lyra.
Okay, go ahead.
So the dog saw me, he started barking, and then he lunged. But I saw he was on a leash, so I thought, that's okay, it's a dog's job. So I kept walking, and then before I knew it, he was on the sidewalk behind me. And then he lunged, and I kind of tried to move out of the way, but then he did clamp down on the left buttock. When he released me, I got far enough away around her driveway where the dog couldn't get to me anymore. He was still pulling at the leash. At that point, I took out my phone because I was going to take a picture, mark where I was, take a note, something. And then that's when Miss Lyra came out of her house, and I said, your dog just bit me. And she said, my dog doesn't bite. And I said, well, he did. He just bit me. And then I reached behind me, and I felt a hole in my pants. And I said, there's a hole in my pants. And she said, let me see. So I turned around and showed her. And then I asked her name and her address. I neglected to get her phone number because I was frankly out of sorts. And I left. Once I got far enough away, I reached into my pants just to see how bad it was, and my hand came back with blood. So then at that point, I went straight home. I showed my wife the wound. I asked her how bad it was. She took a picture. I do have those pictures here, too.
I'd like to see that photograph.
I would too.
I don't care what you would like. This isn't a dance party.
I've never seen a picture.
Just a sec. Of course, if something's in evidence, we'll show it to you.
The first 2 pictures are the damage to the clothing, and then the last picture is the scar that I still have.
I don't understand what this is a picture of.
So on the left, that's my underwear with blood.
Oh, your underwear has skeletons on it. I couldn't figure out what it is. Okay. I'm going to show this to you now, Miss Lyra. Thank you. Okay, and I understand from your papers that you sought some medical attention. May I see your papers for that, please?
This is the hospital visit, and it does state reason for visit is dog bite.
So you were given an antibiotic?
Yes.
Okay. Was your dog up to date with shots?
No.
Why not?
I got laid off from my job in June.
What does that have to do with your dog?
He got it done in March for the rabies, but all the other vaccinations are up to date.
So he wasn't vaccinated at the time of this incident.
I wouldn't say that. When I got the dog, he got all his shots, he got his rabies. The rabies is good for 3 years. So in June, I got laid off from my job. I was out of work for 8 or 9 months. In November or December, he was due for his rabies. So like 2 months, 3 months, he didn't have the shot, which is true. And I didn't have a job, so wasn't able to go
You
into
had a
my
job or
own.
not. You ate, you bought makeup at Sephora or Ulta. You drove a car.
At that time, I did
Just
it.
a second, you drove a car. You paid your rent.
I don't pay rent.
You own a house.
No, I don't pay anything.
So who do you live with?
I live with my dad.
You live with your father? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then you ask your father to take money out and take your dog to the vet and make sure that your dog is up to date on its shot.
As soon as I started working again, I took him to get it.
That's a shoulda, woulda, coulda, madam.
I know,
That
but-
means that you're placing somebody else at risk. If your dog bit somebody else, and that somebody else says, well, am I going to take a chance because she lost her job? Let me figure this out, genius. She lost her job, so she couldn't get her dog rabies shots. And now her dog, nipped me, broke the skin. And because she didn't have a job and prioritized her other funds, I have to be on antibiotics for a week so that I don't worry that I'm going to get rabies. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? Citizen. Just a normal citizen, not, oh, it's not my fault, I lost a job, it's not my fault, the dog ate my homework, you're in my personal space, get out of my personal space. I lost my job, I couldn't take care of my dog. That's too bad that you had to be inconvenienced by taking antibiotics for a week. Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds to
In
me?
that order, but I was laid off in June. He was due November. I took him in March as soon as I started working again. But my dog had never bit anyone before. He's the lovely first
Do
person.
you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand that?
Yeah, but
How old are you? I want to know.
I'm 32.
You're 32. What generation does that make her?
Millennial?
A millennial.
Millennial.
A millennial.
As soon as I got
Just
my
a second.
job.
Millennials, they're not the greatest generation, is that right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
That
anyone
sort
would
of passed
classify
them
that
by.
as the great.
Okay. All right. I got it. Is that your video or your video?
That's me in my home.
Oh, well, then it's your video.
So that's my wonderful Dexter. And that's the sidewalk.
What are you showing me? That's a nice dog.
But that's the tether in my yard that I've been using for 5 years.
I don't care whether it's a tether in your yard. He told me what happened. Did you see what happened with your dog?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you see what happened in the interaction between the plaintiff and your dog?
Yeah.
Really? So you just said to me, you observed the interaction that he just described with your dog.
Yes.
So you were outside.
I was there. I didn't say I was on the lawn, but I was there when it happened.
That's not what you said in your answer.
That's exactly.
No, it's not what you said in your answer.
Well, can I explain my side,
You can.
please?
You can. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
reading your answer. Go ahead.
So it was a wonderful March. I had just got a job, actually. And I got home from work. My baby boy came downstairs. I opened my front door. I tethered him in. I've been using this tether for 5 years. He's never.
Tethered him in where?
So my front yard, I have grass. My back,
I saw the front yard. Yeah.
Yeah, my
So
back-
where is the tether?
it's on my porch.
Tether is on your porch, and you actually saw the dog tethered
I did.
to something. Go ahead.
Okay, I have concrete in my backyard, so I've been using my front yard.
I just want you to tell me what you did. You came home from work. You opened the door.
Okay.
You tethered the door to something that you have holding a leash or a tether, holding onto the dog, and then what happened?
My front door is open. I have my front door here, and my window is here. I'm sitting there taking off my shoes. I hear him barking. I look up. I see him stumbling on my yard. My dog can't reach the sidewalk.
I didn't hear what you said. I see him stumbling in my yard on my dog walk.
He was like stumbling around the sidewalk. So he's on my grass. My dog barked at him. He kind of fell. And then I asked him, I said, "Are you okay?" He says, "I don't know. I need to go home and check." And I was like, "Okay." And then he left.
Do you have any other bills to show me?
I do. Here are the 2 bills from medical insurance.
Did you pay this $1,418?
Yes, I did, and I have receipt of that as well.
Can I see that, please?
There are 2 there, one for 14 and change,
Yeah.
one for $15.
Well, that's because it seems you went for this visit and then you had to go to an emergency room?
I did have to go to the emergency room. Originally, I went to urgent care, but they turned me away because they don't deal with rabies. So I had to go to the emergency room.
Did you present these bills to the defendant?
I did. I have a record of our text messages.
May I see them, please?
Yes.
Oh, well, on July 12th, he says because he keeps asking you to reimburse him for the expenses, and you don't answer him for a while, and finally, he says to you, if you tell me your insurance provider and policy, they can reimburse me, and it won't have to be out of your pocket. It's like going after someone's car insurance after the accident. They take care of it. And you respond to him. Remember this?
Absolutely.
Oh, I see. My dad is the homeowner, so I'd rather take the responsibility and leave him out of it. I'd be happy to reimburse you. Well, so what happened?
If you look at the text, he sent me a screenshot this big that says medical claim 1,400. There's no detail. I asked him, can you send me an itemized
Just
bill?
a second. I'm glad you feel that way. If you can send me Zelle payment for $2,000, we'll call it done, which covers most of the bills and maybe some of your aggravation. And you say, can you please send me an itemized bill and your email address? I also need an address for the release because you want to be released from liability. And then he responds to you, hands off your hips. Okay, he says, here's the thing. And I haven't read this, so I'm reading it at the same time as I'm reading it out loud. I already sent you a copy of my original bill on April 2nd. We're now talking about July, which you chose to ignore for 3 months until I got a lawyer. This is not a business expense reimbursement. It's an out-of-court settlement. $2,000 is for medical bills. The clothes that were damaged and the stress I suffered, the whole situation caused me. It's beyond fair. You can send the release via text, but I expect it to be paid before signing. Did you discuss this matter with your father? That's a yes or a no?
Yes.
That's a yes? What does that mean? Does that mean yes, I
Well,
did?
he came to my home the next day and
No, I'm
harassed
asking
me.
you whether you
Yes,
discussed it
I
with your
did.
father. That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
Did your father have homeowner's insurance?
Yes.
Did you tell him, could we put this through homeowner's insurance?
No, because I have $1,400 and I can pay him the money.
So why didn't you pay him?
Because he sent me if you look at the text message, that's the only bill I've ever received. It's a screenshot this big. There's no detail. There's nothing on there. I asked him, can you show me an itemized bill and a receipt that you paid it? I'm not just gonna Zelle someone $2,000 without seeing, like, I've never saw a picture of the bike.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Hold on a second. Between April, when he sent this to you, April 2nd, and you have papers in front of you, between April 2nd and July, can you show me where you said to him, that's not a good enough itemized statement for me? Okay, show me where you said to him, that's not a good enough itemized statement for me. Something that suggests that you didn't just ignore him April, May, and June, 3 months. Just listen, don't speak. Unless you're going to tell me I didn't answer him for 3 months.
I did ignore him.
Gotcha. Okay, I actually believe that he's entitled to something for being bitten by your dog. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. I hope you have a good job.
I'm honestly just so happy that this is over with because this man has been stressing me out for months.
I'm ecstatic. I'm so glad that this is finally behind me after the better part of a year, something like 9 months.
The fact that this is done, he'll get his little check and then I can move on and be happy.
I'm more shocked that she said I was drunk because I don't drink. I never have.
You know, I'm not sure how I feel about those dog tethers, especially in a front yard where you have sidewalks that your neighbors or anyone walking through the neighborhood, because I've seen a dog before on a front porch and you don't know if it's tethered or not. And in that split second when it starts running at you and you're not sure if anything's going to catch it before it gets to you, that's frightening to someone walking by, no matter what kind of dog it is. It could, a little dog, a big dog. A Dalmatian is obviously quite a big dog.
You're right. It's all about being a good citizen.
And considerate of other people.
Yeah, and so in my next career, which I'm actually thinking about right now, I'm contemplating doing what your generation wouldn't remember, but my generation certainly does, an Andy Rooney minute. Andy Rooney used to be on a program called 60 Minutes before he passed away, and at the end of every 60 minutes, he would have a minute or two, and he would be complaining about something in society. And since Andy Rooney, nobody is around to complain about those things that people should do to be good citizens. I could go on forever.
And I'm sure you will.
And I might.
All right. This case really made me think for a minute, because it's not just about a dog bite, it's about responsibility. So here's the situation. A 39-year-old guy is walking through his neighborhood in the afternoon, just doing his normal daily walk. He passes a house and suddenly the homeowner's dog runs toward him and bites him on the backside. Not just a little nip either, it actually breaks the skin, tears his pants, and he ends up needing medical treatment and antibiotics. Now, the owner's response to all this? Basically, it's not my fault, I lost my job. And honestly, that's the moment where I completely agree with the judge. Look, life happens. People lose jobs, people struggle financially, that's real. But if you own a dog, especially a big dog, you have responsibilities. One of the most basic responsibilities is keeping your dog vaccinated and under control. Because when a dog bites someone, and the vaccinations aren't up to date, that person now has to worry about rabies. That's not just an inconvenience, that's scary. So, when the owner says, well, I was laid off, so the dog didn't get its shots, the judge basically says what a lot of people watching were probably thinking, that's not an excuse. If you can afford to keep a dog, you have to afford the basic care that keeps other people safe. Now here's another thing that stood out to me. The victim didn't immediately sue for thousands of dollars. In fact, he actually tried to settle it privately. He asked for reimbursement for his medical bills and the damaged clothes, and the owner ignored him for 3 months. That part, in my opinion, really hurt her case. Because if someone gets bitten by your dog and shows you medical bills, the reasonable thing to do is talk it out. Maybe go through insurance, figure something out. Ignoring someone for months makes it look like you just hoped the problem would go away. Now, the owner also tried to argue that the guy was drunk and stumbled onto her property. But the judge didn't buy that either. And honestly, neither do I. There was medical documentation, photos of the injury, and even blood on the clothing. That's not something you fake easily. And here's something else I think people should think about. The dog was tethered in the front yard, right next to a sidewalk where people walk every day. Even if the dog had never bitten anyone before, that setup is risky. When a big dog runs towards someone, even if it's on a tether, most people don't know how far that leash goes. That moment alone can be terrifying. So, in my opinion, the judge's decision made sense. The medical bills were around $400, but the judge awarded $5,000 total. And that's probably meant to cover the medical costs, the damaged clothing, and the pain and stress of the whole situation. And honestly, it also sends a message. If your dog injures someone, you're responsible. This case isn't really about punishing someone. It's about reminding people that being a good neighbor and a responsible dog owner matters. Because at the end of the day, the guy was just walking down the sidewalk and he ended up in the emergency room. And that shouldn't happen. If you enjoy these real courtroom breakdowns and opinion reactions, support the channel, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next case.